On the TV screen, a woman named Angela Davis is telling us there's a revolution going on and that it's time for black people to defend themselves. So Maria and I walk through the streets, our fists raised in the air, Angela Davis style. We read about her in the daily news, run to the television each time she's interviewed. She is beautiful and powerful and has my same gap-toothed smile. We dream of running away to California to join the Black Panthers, the organization Angela is a part of. She is not afraid, she says, to die for what she believes in, but doesn't plan to die without a fight. The FBI says Angela Davis is one of America's most wanted. Already there are so many things I don't understand. Why someone would have to die or even fight for what they believe in? Why the cops would want someone who is trying to change the world in jail? We are not afraid to die, Maria and I shout fists high, for what we believe in. But both of us know we'd rather keep believing and live. Say it out loud. My mother tells us the Black Panthers are doing all kinds of stuff to make the world a better place for black children. In Oakland, they started a free breakfast program so that poor kids can have a meal before starting their school day. Pancakes, toast, eggs, fruit. We watch the kids eat happily, sing songs about how proud they are to be black. We sing the song along with them, stand on the bases of lampposts and scream, "Say it loud! I'm black and I'm proud," until my mother hollers from the window, "Get down before you break your neck." I don't understand the revolution. In Bushwick, there's a street we can't cross called Wyckoff Avenue. White people live on the other side. Once a boy from my block got beat up for walking over there. Once there were 4 white families on our block, but they all moved away except for the old lady who lives by the tree. Some days she brings out cookies, tells us stories of the old neighborhood when everyone was German or Irish, and even some Italians down by Wilson Avenue. All kinds of people, she says, and the cookies are too good for me to say, except us. Everyone knows where they belong here. It's not Greenville, but it's not Diamond Sidewalks either. I still don't know what it is that would make people want to get along. Maybe no one does. Angela Davis smiles, gap-toothed and beautiful, raises her fist in the air, says, "Power to the people," looks out from the television directly into my eyes. Maybe Mecca. There is a teenager on our block with one arm missing. We call him Lefty, and he tells us he lost his arm in Vietnam. That's a war, he says. Y'all lucky to be too young to go. It doesn't hurt anymore, he tells us when we gather around him, but his eyes are sad eyes, and some days he walks around the block maybe 100 times without saying anything to anyone. When we call, "Hey Lefty," he doesn't even look our way. Some evenings I kneel toward Mecca with my uncle. Maybe Mecca is the place Lefty goes to in his mind when the memory of losing his arm becomes too much. Maybe Mecca is good memories. Presents and stories and poetry and arroz con polo and family and friends. Maybe Mecca is the place everyone is looking for. It's out there in front of you, my uncle says. I know I'll know it when I get there. The revolution. Don't wait for your school to teach you, my uncle says, about the revolution. It's happening in the streets. He's been out of jail for more than a year now, and his hair is an afro again, gently moving in the wind as we head to the park, him holding tight to my hand, even when we're not crossing Knickerbocker Avenue. Even now when I'm too old for hand-holding and the like. The revolution is when Shirley Chisholm ran for president and the rest of the world tried to imagine a black woman in the White House. When I hear the word revolution, I think of the carousel with all those beautiful horses going around as though they'll never stop, and me choosing the purple one each time, climbing up on it and reaching for the golden ring as soft music plays. The revolution is always going to be happening. I want to write this down, that the revolution is like a merry-go-round, history always being made somewhere, and maybe for a short time we're a part of that history, and then the ride stops and our turn is over. We walk slow toward the park where I can already see the big swings empty and waiting for me. And after I write it down, maybe I'll end it this way. My name is Jacqueline Woodson, and I'm ready for the ride. How to listen, number 10. Write down what I think. I know, the knowing will come. Just keep listening. A writer. You're a writer, Miss Vivo says, her gray eyes bright behind thin wire frames, her smile bigger than anything, so I smile back, happy to hear these words from a teacher's mouth. She is a feminist, she tells us, and 35th grade hands bend into desks where our dictionaries wait to open yet another world to us. Miss Vivo pauses, watches our fingers fly. Webster's has our answers. Equal rights, a boy named Andrew yells out, for women. My hands freeze on the thin white pages. Like blacks, Miss Vivo, too, is part of a revolution. But right now, that revolution is so far away from me. This moment, this here, this right now, is my teacher saying, "You're a writer," as she holds the poem I'm just beginning, the first 4 lines stolen from my sister. Black brothers, black sisters, all of them were great. No fear, no fright, but a willingness to fight. You can have them, Dell said when she saw. I don't want to be a poet. And then my own pencil moving late into the evening. In big fine houses lived the whites, in little old shacks lived the blacks. But the blacks were smart, in fear they took no part. One of them was Martin, with a heart of gold. You're a writer, Miss Vivo said, holding my poem out to me. And standing in front of the class, taking my poem from her, my voice shakes as I recite the first line. Black brothers, black sisters, all of them were great. But my voice grows stronger with each word because more than anything else in the world, I want to believe her. Every wish, one dream. Every dandelion blown, each starlight, star bright, the first star I see tonight. My wish is always the same. Every fallen eyelash and first firefly of the summer, the dream remains. What did you wish for? To be a writer. Every heads-up penny found and daydream and night dream, and even when people say it's a pipe dream, I want to be a writer. Every sunrise and sunset and song against a cold window pane, passing the mountains, passing the sea, every story read and every poem remembered. I loved my friend, and when I see birches bend to left and right, and nay, answered the child, but these are the wounds of love. Every memory, Froggy went a-courting, and he did ride, brings me closer and closer to the dream. The Earth from Far Away. Every Saturday morning we run downstairs to the television. Just as the theme song from The Big Blue Marble begins, the 4 of us sing along. The Earth's a big blue marble when you see it from out there. Then the camera is zooming in on that marble, the blue becoming water, then land, then children in Africa and Texas and China and Spain and sometimes New York City. The world close enough to touch now, and children from all over, right in our living room, telling their stories. The sun and moon declare our beauties very rare. The world, my world, like words. Once there was only the letter J, and my sister's hand wrapped around mine, guiding me, promising me infinity. This big blue marble of world and words and people and places. Inside my head, and somewhere out there too. All of it, mine now, if I just listen and write it down. What I believe. I believe in God and evolution. I believe in the Bible and the Quran. I believe in Christmas and the New World. I believe that there is good in each of us, no matter who we are or what we believe in. I believe in the words of my grandfather. I believe in the city and the South, the past and the present. I believe in black people and white people coming together. I believe in nonviolence and power to the people. I believe in my little brother's pale skin and my own dark brown. I believe in my sister's brilliance and the 2 easy books I love to read. I believe in my mother on a bus and black people refusing to ride. I believe in good friends and good food. I believe in Johnny Pumps and jump ropes, Malcolm and Martin, Buckeyes and Birmingham. Writing and listening, bad words and good words. I believe in Brooklyn. I believe in one day and someday and this perfect moment called now. Each world. When there are many worlds, you can choose the one you walk into each day. You can imagine yourself brilliant as your sister, slower moving, quiet and thoughtful as your older brother, or filled up with the hiccuping joy and laughter of the baby in the family. You can imagine yourself a mother now, climbing onto a bus at nightfall, turning to wave goodbye to your children, watching the world of South Carolina disappear behind you. When there are many worlds, love can wrap itself around you. Say, don't cry. You are as good as anyone. Say, keep remembering me. And you know, even as the world explodes around you, that you are loved. Each day a new world opens itself up to you. and all the worlds you are, Ohio and Greenville, Woodson and Irby, Gunner's children and Jack's daughter, Jehovah's Witnesses and non-believer, listener and writer, Jackie and Jacqueline, gather into one world called you, where you decide what each world and each story and each ending will finally be.